Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at a piece by the digital artist Loen, also known as Lolonuno. She is a digital artist working primarily within fantasy, a little bit of science fiction, and a ton of fluorescent forms. And you see a little bit of that here. So let's jump right into it. So in your initial introduction, say whenever I first found this piece, I instantly felt that this was some type of stylized or hybridized portraiture. And that, of course, is if we were to remove the flames, her body would be around there. So this feels like, a pretty unique take on, say, a modernized portraiture, and that's whatever comes to mind whenever I first see this piece. And this, of course, emphasizes the face of the subject, which makes it a bit more personal and emphasized on her perspective individually. And that portraiture utilizes a dark on light contrast, just a little bit darker background there to, of course, emphasize and accent the form of the main subject in the center region of the digital spatial composition. So that's important to note as well. And you see just the colors within this piece, some incredible vibrancy, and also a wide range of diverse colors. You see, the blues, the purples, they morph into this orange, yellow, red, bit more purple there. So a wide range of diverse colors, which really invigorate the visual experience. And, you don't see flames that are, say, purple, but you do see blue flames. You do see kind of those classic orange, red, yellow flames. So there is some type of fantasy element there whenever we're seeing those purple and almost divine or magic flames as well. And those really have this unique kind of melt and flow of the work here. You'll see that the flames, let's see what color I'm on. Yeah, we're good. The flames, they dance upwards. And as they dance upwards, they pull there as well. And they pull even the silhouette of the main subject in that direction. So the flames don't just exist independently, they really impact every other part of the digital spatial composition. So I think that's also really important to note. And those flames, they are, there's something divine about them or magical about them. And I think that is that multicolored aspect there. I think that is really driving a lot of the visual experience here, especially that melt and flow that we just talked about there. And we see our subject here. She is a lone girl, and she's kind of just staring into the fire. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like she's kind of gritting her teeth. And if she's gritting her teeth and staring into the fire, then she, of course, respects the fire and the danger it brings, but it seems like she's ready to confront it and face it. And in that, I see a lot of, say, mythological symbolism of the lone hero. Whenever we're moving through life and an individual is tested from their perspective, and they emerge victorious and they get through that hard times of their life, then they emerge from the deadly flames and the tumultuous fires of life's challenges as the redemptive hero, and of course the resilient hero as well, who emerges stronger as a result of that kind of adverse fire that moves through them and overtakes them. So I see some really important metaphors there. And like I said, it seems like she respects the fire, but she's also ready to confront it and face it. So a lot of adversity here. So some incredible colors, and I think those all mix really well. And we can attribute a lot of this flow and this kind of painterly aesthetic to the medium in which it was created as well. So the digital illustration, or digital painting, some may know as well, it is really flowy. Those curved forms are exactly what come from that, and those can only really come from that hand drawn painterly aesthetic. And it's a stunning form to see how this just melts and flows and brings that lifelike visual energy and those lifelike curves signifying motion, just all across the spatial composition. So there's just so much energy going on with this piece, and there's so many layers, and they all combine to just create this memorable kind of heroic visual experience where the girl is born in flame and, of course, like a phoenix, rises from the tumultuous fires of life. So that's what I saw when I was looking at this piece, and it really intrigued me. So now we're going to take a look at a bit of Loan's work. She is a French artist currently living in Belgium, and her commissions are also open as well. We see that. Shop open until the 14th of May if you're watching before that. And whenever I was looking at her pieces, you see some heavy themes of fantasy, right? You know, the only real fantasy elements that I was able to identify in this piece is this multicolored flame. Everything else other than that seems pretty normal, right? You have the orange, red, and yellow fire of the traditional flame. You have the rare blue flame that we see sometimes in real life, but this purple flame is really something unique. So that feels magical and fantasy-like. But the girl, she seems normal. She's not wearing. You see in some of these, which are heavily fantasy-based, you see a lot of, say, ram's horns. You see the headdress, you see jewelry, things like that. But the girl is kind of just, she's just completely normal. And so the main fantasy elements that I see is that multicolored flame in this piece in specificity. But as you see here, like I said, ton of fantasy work coming from this artist. Some incredible colors. She really knows how to use luminescence to the highest degree possible. And those really just pull you in, and it almost feels magical in a way, right? That luminescence or that neon kind of aesthetic is what a lot of brand new digital artists are trying to replicate. So, a really, really incredible visual experience coming from this artist, and that can't be understated at all. So a lot of fantasy work, a lot of fluorescence, and just that vibrancy that we even see echoed in this piece as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this piece. I hope you guys learned something. Go check out some of Lolonuno's or Loan's work. She has a ton of works. If you like the fantasy art, go check that out. I found this piece as well, which isn't necessarily fantasy, but it can definitely appeal to, anyone who likes art. Maybe if you like fantasy, maybe a little bit of sci-fi that you see in our works as well. So go check out everything in between. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.